What's up, Internet? It's Matt. I'm back. We're back with another episode of the Ballpark. I have Joe and Adam. I pointed
I'm
in
Joe.
random
I'm
directions.
Yeah.
I pointed at them. They're not here.
Yeah. He pointed to us virtually.
I virtually
and when
pointed.
we say point,
Imagine
he
there's a
flipped us
finger.
off.
Imagine there's a finger, and then
It's
I'm
the middle
pointing at
finger.
them. So, yeah, a lot to talk about today. So we're at the midpoint of the season. It's the All-Star break.
Yep.
Yada yada yada. We're gonna start with the draft since that happened before everything else.
Yeah.
I'm really pleased with our picks. I'm really.
Yeah.
I'm trying to pull up a whole web page on each team's picks.
Actually, while he's doing that, I do want to also talk about how this year has been really fucking weird, and I think we can all say that about our teams.
Oh, I can't. I expect them to be bad, remember?
Well, I mean, but like, okay, yeah, I guess that's fair. But like, still, you randomly signed Seiya Suzuki.
Yeah.
For no fucking reason.
Yeah.
Like, what's he just gonna? He's just gonna sit there and fucking jerk off on a bad team for the next 6 years.
Well, you say that, but it's not looking like 6 years.
Oh, he'll get traded. But that's my fucking point. Like,
oh no,
he'll be on a bad team unless he's getting traded like fucking next week at the trade deadline, which I will do something for, or at least I will do something for.
Yeah, if you hear me crying, then you know he was traded, which I have that about 60% right now. But the reason why
I doubt he's going to get traded because they just signed him. Maybe next year if they're real bad and they think they can get more.
Yeah. I think...
Or you get a team like the Angels who will trade for him because, you know, it's another Japanese player to pair with Shohei.
They just randomly sign and trade for players just out of nowhere. Fucking Anthony Rendon.
Before we go too far, I do want to say something. MLB.com posted an interesting article earlier. It was asking if the Angels would eventually trade Shohei Ohtani.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. So, yeah, this year is weird. I predicted the Cubs to be bad. And I'm not wrong, but it's also looking... I expect them to be bad for the next 3 or 4 years.
Since we're doing...
What?
Since we're recording the Ballpark, I just want a quick side note here. I'm going to open my can of Twins branded Budweiser. # not a sponsor. But I just want to get this for Megan so she can really enjoy this noise while editing this. Ooh, that was a good one.
You know what sucks?
You're welcome, Megan.
ASMR. Wait, anyway.
If we could
website out there. Episode in ASMR. Maybe we should just record it like this.
I'd rather not. Stop. You're making me very uncomfortable right now. I don't like that.
Oh, I can feel Megan's hatred.
You can record it out of the Ballpark and just ASMR.
I hope Megan, when it gets to this part, just bleeps you out entirely. It's just one long whispering because I don't like it. I don't think many people like it. That's just one of those things.
ASMR is good to fall asleep too.
I have my headset on. I'm using my headset mic, so I'm so much closer to my microphone than I would be.
Matt, she's gonna kill you. Okay?
She's going to draw it out.
That's my hope. Anyway, back to draft talk. So you got the list pulled up.
No, I don't, because it's hard to find a fucking list on here on Google.
Fucking Google, man.
I kept getting the stupid draft order, and that's like, I don't need to know the draft order. It already happened. All right, I got the list right here of people. It's not in order by any team. I was hoping to get like a team breakdown of each pick, but whatever.
Nope. Not. Hold up. I'm looking right now. I'll get a good one. I know most of them, but there's a handful that I don't know.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Oh, Twins had I didn't know Twins had that number pick. That's cool. I didn't know they had the number 8 pick.
They were bad last year, like really bad.
I mean,
And
are
we'll
they
be
as bad as
draft
the Orioles
tracker.
that have the number 1 pick every single year, though? I don't think so.
So here's a good list with so it's not a full list. It's not like a straight up list. It gives insight on every pick, which is kind of okay. So what I'm thinking,
I got a full list here.
do you want like a list that's not like that talks about every fucking pick? Like
I got one of those. I was just looking for a list where it broke down by each team with each player they got. That's what I was looking for. I could not find that.
You cannot find one. I might have one here on MLB.com.
Hold up. I may have one. I just need to confirm.
These are all fucking mock drafts and shit. I don't want that.
No, that's the problem.
Okay.
You're gonna find stuff from mock drafts and what picks the teams had, and it's like I don't need to know what picks they had because
I got one. So I got a list of them all. So it says this is on the Sporting News. It's
Yeah, I pulled up that one right now.
Yep. Okay, we found the same one at the same time. All right,
Yeah.
First overall pick. What do we think for the Orioles? Jackson Holliday, Matt Holliday's son, who also happens to look like his daughter a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I thought the first pictures, I was like, "What the fuck?" Pretty sure it's a teenage girl, but yeah.
I mean, does it really matter? Because they're gonna get the number 1 pick next year too.
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna get the number 1 pick for the. I mean, yeah, except for the fact that they were like really good down for a stretch, but I think they just shot the bed afterwards. It could also be the Rangers get the number 1 pick because they're pretty bad. They're probably worse than the Orioles right now, or the Diamondbacks.
They're gonna get They're gonna get a high pick anyway because
the top 10.
They're fifth in the division.
The only team in the top 10 picks this year that will not get a top 10 pick again is the Twins because, like, they're relatively decent.
They're in a very weak division, though. They are right in the weakest division in baseball.
Well, we could be in the top 15, but there's a solid chance that we are not in the top 10 again for draft picks. And if we are, we make the playoffs. I'm pretty sure that'll be the first time that's ever happened in the history of baseball. Anyway, Jackson Holliday, number 1 overall. I was shocked. I was blown away. I thought Drew Jones was going to get picked.
Yeah.
And when Drew Jones did not get picked, I was just praying. I knew it wasn't going to happen, but like a small part of me thought maybe he could fall to number 8 and I would lose my fucking mind.
I think if he got past 3, we were all going to lose our mind.
Yeah, but Diamond Picks took Drew Jones at number 2, a pick that I really like. I really like him in the Diamondbacks.
One piece of trivia. Okay, this is the first time ever that two sons of former players went 1 and 2.
This is I think there's a handful of them, like the Phillies at number 17 to Carl Crawford's son.
Justin Crawford.
There's a few others, I think. I know that Mark McGuire's son got picked as a pitcher.
What's his last name?
He got picked last year. There's
Lamar Rocker got picked last year, but they couldn't sign it. The Mets couldn't sign him, so he got picked again.
I was shocked by that too. And I was very happy because that was really good for the Twins. I didn't watch the draft. I happened to be at work, unfortunately. But when I saw that, I was shocked, and I was like, "Oh fuck!"
Yeah, I had the draft tractor. Draft? Tractor.
It's a giraffe
Yeah.
The
tractor.
draft tractor, yep.
It's a giraffe tractor.
Yeah.
Speaking of
But
giraffes,
I
you
had
want to
giraffe
watch a better
tractor.
recap of the...
Megan, I want the thumbnail to be a giraffe riding a tractor.
Yes, please.
Also, if you
But-
want a better draft recap than what we're giving you right now, go watch Draft Neck Mark. Yeah, that's it.
Hell yeah! Shout
Mhm.
out to a fucking legendary baseball YouTuber.
Yeah, he is very good. Yeah, I
I
Yeah,
watched
had
we'll
the,
give you a lot better of a recap than what we're going to give you.
Yes,
Yeah.
we are very bare bones, and we're just kind of going one by one throughout, giving our basic thoughts. But I was shocked at Kumar Rocker because I'm like, hell yeah, like that gives a lot of talent dropping down to the Twins.
Yeah.
I didn't imagine Tamar Johnson was gonna fall. Elijah Green is not someone I heard of. I was hoping for either Jacob Berry or Gavin Cross to fall to us,
Wow.
which Gavin Cross did.
Cross
Jacob Berry
did.
did not.
Haven't just been right down below you guys. You took Brooks Lee from
Yeah.
Cal Poly.
Yeah.
Tamar Johnson looks like a stud too. Like, dude, this whole draft is fucking stacked. And we haven't had a draft this loaded with talent in a long ass time.
I
Yeah,
do
and
have a nit to pick about the Red Sox draft pick. We'll get to that when we get there.
Well, yeah, that's
Yeah.
for a hot minute yet. So the Nationals pick Elijah Green, who looks really good,
Yeah.
good outfield prospect.
Yeah, he was supposed to be like 4th or 6th. Like, that's where the mocks had
Yeah.
him going. So
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
it's one of those where it's like,
In
yeah,
relative, in related, somewhat related baseball news, not at all because it's not draft related. But
Oh my god.
this just happened. Giants signed Trevor Rosenthal to a 1-year, $4.5 million deal.
Yeah, and the Browns just signed Josh Rosen to a
And I
one-year
saw
deal.
that too. So a little bit of a football plug as well.
we can talk about that next month on Bad Ping, because I swear to God, if the NFL does what I think they are, we're all going to be laughing at Cleveland for the next decade plus.
I mean,
always laughed
are
at
we
Cleveland.
already?
I'm pretty sure we are currently laughing at Cleveland. Like, we still laugh at Cleveland. Both Cleveland teams. Like, the Guardians are
All
hilarious
Cleveland
too.
teams.
Yeah,
Every Cleveland team is fun to laugh at.
yeah, but this would be 1,000
I
times
can
better.
honestly say the only Cleveland team that has
fuck
made
Cleveland.
the only
Well,
Cleveland
this is
team that has made any significant upgrades has been the Cavaliers. They were actually
This
pretty
is-
good with last year, so
This is now an anti-Cleveland podcast. Fuck Cleveland.
no.
Fuzzy,
also called common
Fuzzy
sense.
is a good
yeah.
YouTuber. Even though I don't watch his shit. Fuck Cleveland. All right, I'm gonna actually be switching here. So if my audio changes here in a second, I'm gonna switch to my PC to get my better mic. So because I got everything figured
Yeah,
out.
he's going PC on us.
Woo! So let them talk amongst themselves for fucking jerk each other off here for a second while I hop out
They're giving us too much credit right there.
for the moment. And
Adam,
Yeah.
what do you think about the draft pick of Cade Horton for the Cubs?
I said it in the chat that it's interesting because he's a good hitter. He had like a 234 average, which doesn't seem like a whole lot, but
He's a
considering the
pitcher.
fact that, yeah, and he also played third base, so it's one of those where it's like
Cade Horton.
he's, yeah. I'm giving an honest opinion that he's interesting in the sense of, like, his coaches are saying that when he added the slider and all that, like, that's when he really became a dominant pitcher. And in the college playoffs, he had 2 back-to-back starts with double-digit strikeouts that really made people take notice, but I'm concerned because, like, his ERA was close to, like, 4.5. So if he can get that under control, he'll be a solid pitcher. But
I was quite happy when I saw that they took him too, because that means once again, really good players fell to us, like Kevin Parada, Gavin Cross, Gabriel Hughes. I was excited for
what about
Cam
Brooks
Collier or Cooper Jerpy. Like, there was some really good names that the Twins could have gone after, and I would have been very happy with that pick. But I want to go back to the Marlins for a second. I don't know if you guys touched on them. What is with their? They just love power hitting corner outfielders. Why do they always draft power hitting corner outfielders?
Of 5 years
Because
ago.
That's what they got their money from last time.
AJ Bleday, the Jacob Berry. Last year, I'm pretty sure they got one.
Yeah.
They love their power hitting fucking outfielders in the first round, and it's really funny.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to rebuild what they had before with Stanton, Ozuna, and Yelich, I think. And you got that. You got
Alcantara decided to trade everybody.
You got Alcantara, that's like their new Jose Fernandez. Rest in peace.
Yeah. Yeah. Really? He's their new ace. And if the other team scores one run, that team's going to win.
I'm so annoyed that the Marlins think they're going to be good now, because I really wanted the Twins to trade for Sandy Alcantara, because dude's a fucking beast.
Oh yeah. The
Marlins are an interesting situation right now too, because they have ownership that wants to spend, the GM that doesn't.
Yeah.
And also, for whatever reason, I hear that Miami is thinking about taking their stadium away from them.
Mm-hmm.
Because
that's not too surprising. That's not too surprising. I have a feeling that
if they do,
the next 10 years...
Go Expos!
Yeah, we're going to have an Expos team, and,
I want the Expos back. I wanted the Rays to move to Montreal, because I want the Expos in the American League, because I think that'd be really cool.
That'd be the best. That'd be really, if you move the Rays up to... If you move the Rays,
move them up there permanently. Montreal. They have a good fucking field.
Yeah,
they have a great stadium. It's a baseball city.
They need a new field.
That is true. They do need a new field.
They need a brand new field up there.
I will say one thing, okay? If they move a team to Montreal for the Expos, I do want a team in Buffalo, because I think that would be an interesting situation.
Oh, Buffalo would need a new field done too, because they had a team
they have a AAA team
from Toronto. They had a placeholder team, and
that's AAA. It's where Blue Jays AAA team plays. It's in Buffalo.
Yeah, I want to see that, because I'm looking at it through the lens of, okay, you have a team in Buffalo.
It could be the Buffalo.
Montreal. Yeah. Can do that.
Writes itself.
The thing is, I think the name of the team is the Bison, the Buffalo Bison. So
I think it is.
That's even better.
You could be the Buffalo. No, it's Buffalo Bisons is a great name. You could be the Buffalo.
Yeah,
it's perfect.
You have so many options there, but also the pure rivalry that could exist between New York and Canada. We haven't seen anything like it since 1812.
We have not.
And yes, I have to make that joke.
Back to the draft, or the draft.
Can I get a real thing in real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
It's just about the Rays. If the Rays move back up to Montreal, it would make a lot of sense, just because you would have all the AL East teams roughly in the same area. Literally, you could take a bus to any of the.
It would be perfect. Imagine just living in that area. You could literally hop in a bus.
You can go to see a
baseball trip. You can do a round baseball trip.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they would all make great money from that, because you know how many fucking people, you know how much money the owners of the Rays would make. I don't think they realize this. You know what? I'm full on this bandwagon. I love the Rays. I think their team is great.
Yeah. Tampa Bay is not a good place for them, though.
Oh, St. Petersburg is not a good place. Tampa Bay is a good place. St. Petersburg is not a good place.
I think Tampa Bay just guaranteed them a spot to build a stadium. So
So
think they're
unfortunately,
gonna
we
be-
will not be getting the Montreal X-rays.
I mean, unless you add a bunch of new teams in. I mean, which
we
is
could get the X.
possible, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
fucking
you'd have to worry about
Manturds has
oversaturating.
been
That's the problem.
Manturds has said he wants to expand in the near future.
Yeah, like I said, though, you risk the oversaturating the market with too many baseball teams.
Which is why I like 30 teams.
Yeah.
It's also nice and even. It makes every division 5 teams.
5 teams. Yeah.
The only way I could see doing it is if you added a new team for each division, and then you'd have to find a place for all of them.
You'd have 36 teams, and that's a lot of fucking teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right, back to the draft. The giraffe tractor. Yeah. So now we're on number 8. You guys talked about Kate Horton a little bit. We talked about Jacob Berry. Yeah. On to my Twins, and I love the pick of Brooks Lee. I hadn't heard of him yet. I was really hoping for Gavin Cross, but the fact that and the Twins would have taken him had Brooks Lee not fallen to us.
Yeah.
Brooks Lee looks like a fucking beast. The dude can mash. Like I was reading up about him, watching some video the other day, and I was like, holy shit, this dude's got a legit bat.
Yeah. Like
fucking 70 is the scale set a 70 grade bat. Some people or some outlets have downplayed it a little bit, but like just excellent knowledge of the strike zone, excellent contact skills, just like Tim Anderson light basically.
Yeah. And for those of you who do not know, the scale goes 20 to 84. It's like if you have anything over 50, you're pretty much just saying
guaranteed
this guy. Yeah.
You're not guaranteed anything
except for it's MLB except for an MLB show.
You are projected to have that power. It's not like you do have that power.
You're not gonna absolutely because there's been a handful of guys that were given like this grade of really good power potential, but they just didn't develop any power. An injury happens, or they look to have a lot of speed. Like Byron Buxton looked to, he didn't profile to have a shitload of power, despite the fact that now he's got like 50 home runs in a 162 game stretch or something. It's wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I
think that's pretty much how like you can be compared to like a Kyle Schwarber who just like I think in the past both seasons like 162 games. Yeah.
All he needs to do.
Yeah. Got close to 60 home runs over the last.
He's got 28 home runs this year. Kyle Schwarber has 28 home runs this year, and he's second in the league behind, of course, Aaron Judge.
Oh, it just makes me so mad that the Red Sox didn't re-sign him. That was,
Yeah.
I would have loved to have Schwarber right now.
It'd be a damn shame if somebody had him on their team and. What did they do? Oh, I think they traded him. Man, that'd be embarrassing. Right. If you need me, I'll be crying in the corner.
So, on to the number 9 pick, the guy that I really like and was really hoping for. The Golden Cleats winner last year, Gavin Cross, who looks like a fucking beast. I think he won the Golden Cleats, if I'm not mistaken.
I will check out right now.
Dude looks like a beast. He was the guy I was really hoping for. He's the guy that draft pick Mark. Again, shout out. Legend. Watch him. Go check out his shit.
Matt, I have to cut you off. So, listen to this for Gavin Cross, okay? He played for Virginia Tech Hokies. As freshman in 2020, started 16 games. Batted .369 before it was canceled.
Nice.
Oh, that's not even the best part. In 2021, as a redshirt freshman, he hit for the cycle during a game on April 6th against East Tennessee State University. going 4 for 6 with 7 RBIs and a grand slam. Okay, that's very impressive. So, over 51 starts for the season, he slashed 345, 415, 621, 11 home runs, 35 RBIs. Named to the All-ACC first team, making him the first ever Hokie freshman to earn the honor. He was named to the USA Baseball National Collegiate Team. Had 431 with 4 home runs, 14 RBIs for Team USA. He played with Brewster Whitecaps of Cape Cod Baseball League. He entered the 2020 season as a top prospect for the upcoming draft. Appeared in 57 games for the season, slashing 328, 411, 660, with 17 home runs, 50 RBIs, and 12 stolen bases. Okay? And his father played 3 seasons in the minor leagues with Pittsburgh Pirates and San Diego Padres.
Yeah.
So,
This
he may
kid,
not have won the Golden Cleats, but
I thought he did. It might have
I'm
been-
not too concerned.
No, the kid's gonna be a stud. He was he was the guy that Giraffe Guy Mark, as I said, at the Twins pick, and that's what I was really hoping for because the dude looked like, or he was talking about him and said he was a stud. But
Yeah.
I'm very happy with the guy that the Twins ended up getting. On to number 10, Gabriel Hughes. Good stuff. That's all I really know about him. Not much. I mean, he got picked by the Rockies. It's kind of a career killer for a pitcher. But unless he could turn into the Herman Marquez of his draft class.
Well, holy 15 games started, 8-3, 321 ERA, 138 strikeouts over 98 innings. So, yeah.
So, that's the top 10 picks. I don't know if we want to go through the rest of them. We can talk. We could either pick. You guys could talk about the picks that you liked from, or your team's picks. I mean, we're going to talk about Kate Horton. Joe, you could talk about the Red Sox pick, or we could kind of keep going through, pick out the ones we like. I don't want to do the entire 30 from the first round. I will be talking about
really want to
a few more players that I want to pick out.
I just got a nitpick about the Red Sox pick. That's all.
Okay, you can go ahead. We'll nitpick about that, and then there's a few other names I wanted to bring up that I really like.
So in the first round, they had pick 24 because they made it all the way to the ALCS last year. So you figure, okay, they're not gonna have a great pick. They took another fucking high school shortstop out of Orange County, California, Mikey Romero. And my thinking is, why did they do that? Because you already took Marcelo Meyer last year, who is projected to be better. Okay. This guy only has more. He's got a better chance to keep the position over the long haul, and he's got a little bit more pop in his bat. So does that mean you move Myers over to second? But if you do that, then you got Nick York. That's a problem.
So, shortstop isn't a locked down position in the draft. So I was reading about it because Twins fans were freaking out about Brooks Lee having, we have another shortstop. Well, Brooks Lee doesn't exactly profile as a shortstop. He's got a good glove, he's rangy, and he's got good knowledge of the ball. But that said, he's not a great fielder. He profiles better as a first baseman, or not first baseman, a third baseman. Third baseman, and a lot of guys are drafted as shortstops. A lot of college players, a lot of high school kids are drafted as shortstops because that's the most that's the easiest position to draft. Like, you put your most athletic guy at shortstop because shortstop is the toughest position on the field. So these guys might not necessarily be the best fielders, but they are excellent athletes. So that's why you see so many shortstops get drafted, especially out of high school.
I get that. But I was just thinking, like, why would you do this unless you're going to move him over to third base? And if they do that, that just puts a writing on the wall for me that the Red Sox are not serious about Rafael Devers, and if they do not re-sign him, I will be pissed.
Again, another thing I would like to bring up too. I don't remember what I was gonna say. No, I had it queued up in my brain, and now I don't fucking remember.
Okay.
All right, that all happens when we get older.
It happens. All right,
Yeah.
so we're gonna move on. So that you nitpicked about your picks. Adam,
Yep.
you had a few picks you wanted to talk about, and then I have a handful. Unless they're the same picks. At which point?
I'm going to ask this now. Are you going to talk about Cam Collier?
He was one of them. Yeah.
Okay. That was
my
one
first
of the two
one
I
I was
was
gonna bring
considering.
up. That's what I was gonna bring up because the kid looks like a fucking stud.
Oh yeah. But yeah, he was one of the people I was going to bring up. I mean, being 17 years old, fucking like
The dude hits a ton.
yeah.
Like, you talk about the best hitters in this draft, and the best hit tool belongs to Tamar Johnson, according to pretty much everywhere.
Yeah.
Another guy slated to number one. Brooksley was also slated to go number one.
Yeah.
Which shocked me because I was like, holy shit, we just got a guy that's that good. Yeah, no, I love Cam Collier. The kid looks like he can hit, and he's a fucking tank.
Yeah. He's going to be good for the Reds.
Oh yeah, they have another excellent player to pair with Jonathan India.
Yeah.
And like that, they just need to circle him on the roster and say don't trade because I'm a big believer in Jonathan India.
Here's the thing: if they trade Collier, like to get him, you're going to need to have Juan Soto in at least 3 different picks or top prospects.
Top prospects, yeah.
Like that is. I don't think I
would trade Juan Soto for Cam Collier, even with a handful of prospects. If I'm the Reds, I would offer, like you would have to get a massive offer for him.
Yeah.
But I don't think you get, or you say Juan Soto. I would say someone more like a Christian Yelich, just someone that needs a change of scenery that still has an absurd amount of talent, or a Cody Bellinger, or just someone that's like this still big time player, but is kind of struggling right now. That's the type of player that Cam Collier would get in a trade.
Yeah, I'm using Juan Soto because
he's currently in the rumors. I feel
there's something else, another big thing with him.
Yeah,
but it is like Cam Collier has so much potential that it is mind-boggling to truly understand the mental gymnastics it would take to fuck him up. Like, a team does that. They deserve a round of applause for being so ineptly ran that they ruined somebody who, I don't think it's too far out of the realm to say, could become a generational talent.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But
so
what's up?
Oh, you continue. I was gonna continue on with a few of my prospects or my picks that I really like. But if you have a few more, you can keep going.
I actually have one that I really want to touch on, and it's Ivan Melendez.
Ooh, when did he get picked? Was he second round? Yeah, by the Diamondbacks.
Yeah. Listen to these numbers, okay? Oh, he played college baseball at Odessa College, a junior college. Like, freshman season, 4'11", 17 home runs, 70 RBIs, an .869 slugging percentage.
Yeah.
Okay. And during the shortened season, he batted .354, 7 doubles, 3 triples, 4 home runs. And he goes to University of Texas. His first season, 13 doubles, 3 triples, 13 home runs, 51 RBIs, 319 average. The go-ahead home run against Mississippi State in the College World Series. So, got first team All Big 12 and all tournament for College World Series. He was selected in the 16th round last year by the Miami Marlins, who chose to return to Texas. Now, I'm questioning that decision when I look at these numbers. 387 average, 96 hits, 94 RBIs,
Jesus.
32 home runs, which broke Kyle Russell's school record and Chris Bryant's national home run record since the BBCOR bats were introduced in 2011. He won Big 12 Player of the Year, first team All Big 12. Golden Spikes, Dick Hauser, and Collegiate Baseball Newspaper Player of the Year. American
Jesus.
Baseball Coaches Association first team All-American. Like,
if you're watching this, I'm gonna touch on something here quick, Adam. If you're watching this and you're thinking, how the fuck did this guy fall? It has to do with injuries. I don't know this guy's injury history, but 90% of the time when someone falls that far, and is that good and has absurd numbers like that, a lot of it has to do with injuries and playing in a weak
division.
Weak college division, which could be said for a handful of players on this list.
Yeah.
Or the third option of an attitude issue.
Attitude issues as well can fall under that. Look at Johnny Manziel.
Well, not wrong. But it's like, you look at those numbers, and I'm talking about the numbers before. Like, before he was drafted, in which it posted up very good numbers.
Yeah.
But the 16th round,
dude, I wouldn't want to go in the 16 rounds if I got drafted and was absurd. Like,
yeah,
I absolutely agree with this kid in like,
yeah, like,
in not choosing to go to, especially Miami.
Yeah, but then to come back with the season he had, it's like, yeah, attitude issues, injury issues, weak conference, the fact that he played 2 years in junior college, like I can understand that. He's listed as a first baseman, third baseman, or a designated hitter.
Yeah.
Which place do you think a team would put him? Like,
hey, man.
I mean, a dude that hits like that, and that's another thing too. His fielding could also not be great, which is why someone like a guy that I want to touch on here too is Xavier Isaac. Went 26th or 29th to the Rays. Dude's a beast. Dude can mash. He's got the best power output. Like he's got an 80 power, which, as we said, on the 20 to 80 scale is the absolute highest.
Yeah.
That is the highest ranking you can get in anything. And he's got 80 fucking power, and he's a high school kid. This dude can hit.
Yeah.
And he went 29th overall purely because he's a first baseman. And he doesn't really have a defensive home outside of that.
Sure, defensive home. 80 power. Draft him, you have designated hitter. Like, end of story.
Yeah.
Like, and
so,
this is...
continue.
Well, I was just going to say, like, this is kind of where I'm surprised he wins second round because of the power numbers. But more than that, like, really needed to find a home for him. Like, you put him as the DH, like, you have a good number 3, number 4 hitter right there.
Yeah.
Like, you give him a couple seasons in the minor leagues, then you call him up in September. If he does well, invite him to spring training and do all that fun stuff. Okay? And it's like, just boggles the mind when you stop and think about how many players in the past, well, I'll say past 10 years, like, how many people were drafted that would be perfect for a DH role, but they weren't able to be it because the NL had pitchers hitting back then. And it's like, it just,
I.e.
Yeah.
Schwarber for the Cubs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know I bring up 2016 a lot, but you look back at, he gets injured, game 2 of the season, then he comes back in the World Series and pretty much does very well. Like, it's not one of those things that people want to talk about, but it needs to be. Like,
it needs to be said.
Yeah.
So, obviously, there's not, I mean, like, yeah, I don't even know where I was going with that. But
I tend to have that problem recently.
I don't know. Sometimes my brain just does backflips while I'm in the middle. Like, I process a thought and I go to say it, but then I realize this is not really that time for that thought. So there's a handful of players that I wanted to bring up. Xavier Isaac was one of them, and we just talked about him. So I won't bring him up. Another guy was drafted by the Rays, by the name of, let me see if we can find him again. He's a shortstop. I just had him on here.
Chandler
Simpson. The dude, so we touched on the Rays power pick. You know, this guy has absurd power. Probably the best power hitter in the class.
Yeah.
Then they turn around and draft Ben Revere 2.0 and draft a guy with all the speed and no power. Like, they literally made the joke during, I was watching the second round, and they made the joke, 90 speed, 10 power, which, again, 20 to 80 is the scale. 90 and 10 are just off or would not be on the scale.
Yeah.
That's how fast this dude is, and that's how little power he has. Terrible exit velocities, but I love extreme players like that. I love guys like Xavier Isaac, who's just pure power, and then guys like Chandler Simpson, who is exclusively speed, just a speed demon. Good bat to ball skills, but his entire thing is just running, and like this. I've always loved those kind of extreme players that do the specific things super well. Another player I wanted to touch on was another Twins pick, not Connor Prelip, because I really like Connor Prelip, but this guy, I think it was their their 5th pick. Let's see if I can find it. It wasn't Andrew Morris. Was it Ben Ross, who also looks good? Not Jarrell Ortega, who also looks really good. Not Kyle Jones. Who the fuck was it? Was it all the way in round 8? Not Zebby Matthews, but I did want to touch on him too, because that's a phenomenal name, but I'll do that later.
Yeah. While you're looking for that,
where is he?
I just want to speak a little bit of Ben Joyce. Ben
Joyce looks absurd.
Yeah, absurd. That's putting it nicely, considering the fact that they're a 105.5 miles per hour fastball. So, and you just, Jesus. He had Tommy John surgery,
Actually, it might have been.
and he's still throwing over 100 miles per hour. Like, he's going to be a fucking great closer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Like-
that was the main. That was the big thing with him.
Like, at the end of the day,
That's why he fell so far. Otherwise, he would have been picked in the first round.
oh yeah, probably top 5. Like, if he could go like 5, 6 innings, they were drafting him first round with that type of stuff. I mean, him as a closer though, whew, man, that would be a great time for the A's.
So
You know.
I think the player that I was looking for was Andrew Morris, a kid out of. I don't remember where he's from, but if I remember correctly, reading up on him, he had a legit knuckleball, like an actual knuckleball. Because I remember watching him, I don't remember if it was this kid or a different kid, but I remember specifically them talking about a pitcher that the Twins drafted, and I think it was this pick, but he has an actual knuckleball that he uses on a regular basis as a good fallback option, and he profiles as a starter. That's a kid I wanted to touch on because we haven't seen an actual knuckleball in baseball in a long ass time.
Like, R.A.
Since
Dickey was the last one, I believe.
No, there was a knuckleballer relatively recently. He was a pitcher for Baltimore, but he was good for like 3 months for them. But they
Jay
stunk.
Happ?
No, J Happ did not have a knuckleball.
Okay.
He might have a knuckle curve, but it was he.
I might be thinking that.
R.A. Dickey.
God, I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
Mickey Janis also. I know it was Mickey Janis. That was his name. He got called up for Baltimore. Was solid for a little bit, but then just fell off the face of the earth because and since Baltimore was bad, he didn't go anywhere. Because no team is going to want a 32-year-old knuckleballer out of Baltimore.
Yeah.
That just imploded. So,
I do want to give you his stats from college when you're done.
Morris.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay.
I have a handful of names after this. Nothing like super exciting, but
well, the 2-year career, 3.23 ERA, and an 18-2 record, and 175 2/3 innings on mound, totaling 215 strikeouts.
Jesus.
Yeah. Like,
And that's part of the reason why I wanted to talk about this kid too. He looks like an absolute stud. I'm very excited for Andrew Morris. But there's a handful of other names I want to talk about. Since this is real long, I'm not going to go through all of them. I'm going to go through the best ones I found. And since we haven't gone super long, I want to touch on some other stuff. So we're going to end the draft portion here after I bring up these names. I just want to go over some of the absolute best names I've ever heard in my life that were in this draft. Just like actual like first and last names.
yeah, we haven't been talking about it for that long. Just
First
48 minutes.
So Cardinals drafted Cooper Jerpy, which is great. That's a phenomenal name, and it's really fun to say. And he looks like a stud. Could be a really good pitcher for them. The Orioles drafted a kid by the name of Dylan Beavers.
Great name.
Which alone is excellent, but they get better. Red Sox drafted another guy named Cutter. That's their second guy named Cutter they have. They'll have.
And he's another shortstop.
Twins, I mentioned earlier, Connor Prelip is a really fun name. The Mets have the best names though, and they have a Jet. God, where is he? Jet Williams, who they drafted in the first round, and they also drafted Blade Tidwell. Like, those two names alone are fucking excellent. The Athletics drafted a kid by the name of Henry Bolt, no relation to Sky Bolt. They spell it differently. Let's see. There's a few others on here. Carson Wisenhunt is a fun one. Jed Fabian is another fun one. There's a few more. Just gotta find them. I know there was some really fun ones as I went lower.
Yeah.
Brenner Cox is interesting. Nazir Mule. Jordan Sprinkle is a really good name. There's one more. Luke Gold. Yeah, there's one that I found that was really fun. Nathaniel Ochaleva is also fun. Actually, I got two more if I can find this last one here. Gary Gilhill is another good name. That's not the one that I was looking for, though. I'll be able to find the other one here in a second.
Okay.
Where is that name? And he had a really fun last name. It was like something Tranquil. The Giants drafted a kid by the name of Jack Choate, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
But I don't remember when. We're gonna go to the last name here. I found this on. So I was just scrolling through and I saw that the Padres they drafted, or I don't know who drafted it. I guess it's just a kid at the combine. Name of Gerangelo Singenci.
How you spell that?
Out of Dutch. Out of fucking. He's Dutch. He's out of the Netherlands. His name is
How do you spell it?
Gerangelo. Jurr.
Jurr.
Angelo. Angelo.
CIJ.
CIJNTJE. Gerangelo Singenci.
Which pitcher to the Brewers? Oh, that's fucking great.
A switch pitcher. I saw that name the other day, and I was like, my fucking god, this is the wildest name I've ever seen in my life. I love it. And there's some really good names here too. One of my favorite parts about these about the draft is just hearing some of the insane shit that people can come up with.
Yeah. I mean,
like this one guy's name is TJZZYZ. Like there's no fucking vowels in there. How do you pronounce that? Like what the fuck? All right. Now I wanted to talk about the All-Star Game and the Home Run Derby, which I didn't watch any of them. I was working.
I didn't either, but I did discover
they were really fun.
Yeah. Well, the All-Star Game is going to be a lot more fun whenever there's a tie.
Yep.
So
I heard
they're doing a home run derby, and then if there's a tie, another home run derby.
Yeah. It's like top 3 players chosen by the manager, and they do that like 3 times. So it's like, it is so perfect. Like,
it's really good for the All-Star Game. I don't ever want to see that come to actual baseball.
If it does, I think it needs to be after like 20 innings. But even
if
then,
the game has gone really fucking long, I think it should be left up to the manager's discretions.
Yeah,
and it can only be decided that that's where they're going to go after like 15 innings.
Yeah.
And if they do it, they would have to get rid of the
they already get rid of the Phantom Runner rule.
I want them to get rid of the Phantom Runner rule, but now that I think about it, that wouldn't be the way. If you're gonna have the phantom runner rule, you might as well just have the home run derby rule after 15 innings, but make it optional. Don't make it like, okay, we want to play, like like say the Pirates and Cubs are at the end of the season, and they're
playing for the number 1 draft pick.
They're playing for the number 1 draft pick. The game is going into extras, and neither team can seem to get that winning run in because it's Pirates and the Cubs. And so it goes for like 15 innings.
Of the game.
Well, let the managers decide, hey, we're gonna decide this game by way of home run derby, which would be really fun. Yeah. That's a way they should do it.
We're going to finish this game by deciding what the
coin flip is really good. Is my concern, because a team that's like the Yankees might go into extras and decide they want to do this.
Yeah.
And just destroy everybody. They would get 15 extra wins out of this.
Yeah.
That's my only caveat with it. And so that's why it would have to be like after a certain amount of innings, and it would have to be up to the manager's discretion. Both the managers would have to agree to do this. It couldn't just be
I can kind of fix that as well. Because, like, you say after 15, out to the manager's discretion. And I kind of look at the lens of from 15 to 18, okay? If no runs scored, or if no team wins by the 18th inning, they've played 2 full games, okay? So I think they could kind of make it to where, hey,
you have to do it after 18 innings. I could see that.
But you can add in the caveat that it will have to be like the 3 who are going to be up in the 19th inning and so on and so forth. So that way you remove the threat of the Yankees just saying, oh, we want to do it. But you also give it the benefit of they may play out like that.
Well, see, that's my way to combat the Yankees deciding to do it every time and just dominating everybody and gaining 15 extra wins.
Yeah,
would be to have both managers have to agree on this. They can't. One team can't decide, let's do a home run derby.
Yeah.
So the teams do a home run derby. No, both teams have to agree. Both managers have to agree to do this. That is the only way I can see it working out. All-Star game was really fun.
Yeah. 3-2.
I was going to rant. Last night, if we had recorded this last night, or
you're going to rant about the MVP decision.
I was going to rant about the MVP decision. However, I've come to my senses. Since he is a native Californian, and he did drive in 2 runs versus Byron Buxton's 1, Giancarlo Stanton should be the MVP. I didn't realize he was a native Californian. I always thought he was from Florida.
Neither did I.
I always just thought he was from Florida. Also, I do want to touch on the fact that Giancarlo Stanton looks exactly like The Rock, and I will never be able to unsee it, and now neither will you. It's absurd. It's insane.
I'm glad you brought it up.
I don't understand why. Like, they look so much alike.
They look alike, but I can definitely tell a difference if you stood them next to me.
There's an obvious difference. If both of them are standing next to you.
And I have to look at them and go, yeah. That one's standing, that one's The Rock.
Oh.
But when you see them separately, they look like Stanton looks like The Rock.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Stanton looks like a mix between The Rock and Steve Buscemi. He's got Steve Buscemi's eyes.
There you go. That's a good way to put it.
Here's the thing. Okay. Giancarlo Stanton on the Marlins was Rocky Maeva. The Giancarlo Stanton on the Yankees is The Rock.
I just got one quick thing to say about the All-Star break.
Yes.
It revolves around the Nationals and their treatment of Juan Soto.
Yes.
So So this is before he was the only representative for the Nationals in the entire All-Star
The Nationals
game.
are awful.
Yeah, that's going to get nicely.
And because he won't sign his contract or everything, they decided to punish him because normally with a team, if an All-Star, you get sent out on a charter flight. They told him basically to get a commercial flight.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
so
arrived
actually, I
at
heard about
1:30 in the morning.
So I heard about this.
He arrived at 1:30.
I heard more on this story.
Yes.
So the Nationals, since they weren't going, asked they asked the Braves if Soto and Davey Martinez could get a ride down there or get a ride there on their charter, but the Braves said no because they were full.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
had quite a bit of representation.
And so Juan Soto had to ride a commercial.
Flight commercial. He's not the only one either, because you had Paul Blackburn of the Athletics also had a flight commercial.
No, he had to fly a commercial, but he got picked up by the Astros because the Astros were like, "Yo, bruh, we see you're flying commercial. Do you want to ride?"
Yeah.
Paul Blackburn's like, "Fuck yeah, I want to ride."
It's like
I will
you
not be
can
surprised
imagine that
Paul Blackburn gets
conversation
traded
too.
to the Astros.
Yeah.
So I would die of laughter if that happened, and it wouldn't shock me either because the Astros love trading within the division.
Yeah.
And the A's are going to sell.
Yeah.
Yep.
But speaking of selling,
we'll touch more on that in
speaking of
trade
selling, I do want to point something out. Okay. Apparently, the owners of the Nationals are looking to sell the team.
Of course they are.
So, this...
Imagine if they moved back to Montreal. It'd be fun.
Yeah. So we're literally in a case of...
There is a fucking team that will go to Montreal at some point.
Yeah.
It might be Baltimore because they're threatening to move too.
So there will be a new team in Montreal, whether it's for expansion
or movement.
Tampa Bay, Miami, Baltimore, or fucking Washington just goes back. Like, fantastic.
Yeah.
I am all about it. I want the Expos to come back.
And it's looking like the A's are going to become the Aces in Las Vegas, so...
I want the A's to become the Aces. I would also like to see Portland, Oregon get a team.
Yeah, so we are pretty much in the perfect baseball world at this point.
If the Baltimores move somewhere else that's not Montreal, I want them to move down to Carolinas.
Yeah.
And become the Carolina Reapers. And I want their logo to be a ghost pepper.
Yeah.
Carolina Reaper. Reaper pepper.
What I've read, the owner of the Orioles really likes the thought of moving to Nashville.
That would be fun too. Nashville should get a team. Nashville notes.
Yeah. Nashville is like right on I-40, I believe.
Yeah.
And that'd it's like, yeah.
I love the idea of the Carolina Reapers, though.
Yeah.
We've been going for how long now?
Anyway,
about an hour.
So we've been going for quite a while, and that's a good note to end on. We talked about everything we wanted to. So
we'll be back in a couple of weeks.
So thank you everybody for watching. I hope you did enjoy this episode of the Ballpark. Listening, they're watching. I guess they're not really watching anything. They're just kind of.
You're listening to us lose our mind. So we're draft picks, Juan Soto, and baseball teams moving.
They're staring at
Holy Trinity.
They're staring at a fucking still image of whatever the fuck Megan puts at the thumbnail. If I don't remember, I guess I don't really remember how editing works.
I want to real quick.
Thank you all for watching. I hope you guys enjoy it.
Hold on, real quick. Where do you think Juan Soto is going to end up? I'm going with Seattle.
Atlanta.
Neither of those places.
Where do you
He's
think?
staying
He's a
right
fucking
fucking
fool.
home because Washington is going to give him a $500 million contract.
Is that option too?
Or LA, probably the Angels.
Yeah, they like to overpay players.
I just think after the All-Star fiasco, he's going to go to Atlanta to destroy Washington's hopes and dreams.
Or New
Oh.
York.
Yeah, so
The Mets, not the
he'll
Yankees.
essentially become a politician.
Yeah. So
And on that note,
that's an even better note to end on. Thank you, John, for that. Thank you all for watching or listening or wherever. I did part of the outro earlier. We're going to finish it now. I hope you did enjoy it. Please check out Bad Ping. Follow all of us on Twitter. I don't know what the fuck if Megan puts the links in the description or
She
not.
will.
I don't know what the fuck she does.
We're at CyberTwits Pod mainly.
We'll just figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll figure it out. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, if there's not a ballpark, I'll create one.
There'll be one. There'll be a ballpark next week. Or
Yep.
yeah, next week.
Well, next week or the week after.
I don't fucking remember when the trade deadline is. I think it's August 2nd. So
I believe so. That's 2 weeks away.
So about 2 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll catch y'all on the flip side. Let me just